Hello! I think I've finally perfected my improvised NBC suit. Now, I'm actually using a part of a real NBC suit on it now. I'm using the Polish AV2 top half because it's got a nice elasticated hood on it and everything's elasticated on it, so the wrists and like the bottom, they're elasticated. So the good thing, it means that it's faster to put on and you don't have to try and do Velcro straps up and things like that when you're actually wearing the suit. So I'll pan down, and this is actually very comfortable. It's not too heavy, although it's not breathable for the skin. It's not, you know, so heavy and warm that you're gonna overheat. Okay, so I've got my fishing waders on, which have the Wellington boots built onto them. So that's obviously nice and thick. Now, they come up to about here because they're chest waders. But the elasticated part of the suit is right down here. So that means that that's perfectly, you know, protecting me there. Okay, so now let's scroll up to the top half and I'll show you what I've done with the sleeves. Now, ideally I'd need to put some duct tape around here, but I'm not going to bother doing that for this video. But what I've got is my UK public order gloves, on riot gloves, and these are meant to be acid resistant, you know, like fire retardant or stuff like that. And these are more comfortable than most of the chemical gloves, and they're like gauntlet gloves, so they make a good fit. And these would not tear on you. These are very, very good. I've got a bit of a stitch there I need to cut off, but other than that, yeah, perfect. Now, actually, Israeli M15 isn't perfect for this, because I've noticed it's quite hard to... The mask doesn't have much of a lip here, where the chin is, where the exhaust valve is, so it's actually hard to make a proper seal with NBC hoods. So what I'm going to do in a moment is grab another respirator just to demonstrate it working with another respirator. But yeah, this is actually surprisingly comfortable for an NBC suit. Again, maybe I'd swap these gloves for chemical gloves, not entirely sure. There, depends on the chemical gloves. But the elasticated hood on this suit is really good, and as I said, the other elasticated parts make the top bit easier to put on. So let me just walk back a bit. That's the suit. Obviously you can't really see the bottom half because it's not a wide angle camera I've got, unfortunately. But let me just swap the mask for another mask, and then maybe I'll just go out in the garden so you can get a bigger look at the suit. Okay, so as you can see now, I've got it with the FM12, which is a superior seal. The seal would actually work even better with the S10 because it's got the NBC hood ridge around the outside. But anyway, the mask's very comfortable on my face. I've switched it to my sort of modern German army chemical gloves, so I've got them done properly, so obviously the elasticated cuff traps all the glove inside my wrist, and then this bit here keeps the sleeves up, so if I stretch out it keeps this on my hands. You know, there's no way that's coming undone. And obviously having the gloves this way down means when chemical vapour and, you know, liquid condenses on the suit, it runs down, it will run off my arm like that. So obviously that's a superior way of doing the suit. So now let me go in the garden in the rain and you'll be able to see the suit in action. Yeah, all pretty mobile, easy to use, you know, comfortable actually, surprisingly comfortable. I don't feel horribly warm with all this gear on. As I said, everything's going to stay up because I'm using proper fishing waders, not cheap NBC sort of gear stuff. The Polish L2 top half is actually really comfortable and practical. Yeah, so overall I think I've now perfected this suit. I'd probably use it with either the CT12, FM12, S10 or Forshida F2A4 mask, but other than that, yeah, I quite like this thing. I'll just put the camera even further back so maybe you can get a long shot view of the suit. really good. So yeah, the only thing with this elasticated hood I don't like is the fact that obviously it can go over the eye bits of the mask, so the mask's ridges are better for these elasticated type hoods, but at least this isn't going to reveal my chin. It's very secure there. Obviously airtight seal of the respirator. The gloves are not going to move off. I've gone back to, as I said, the chemical gloves rather than the public order gloves because they're a bit thinner. It's easier to get them to work with the suit. But overall, yeah, this is working surprisingly well. And yeah, as I said, I think this suit kind of does its exact job as needed. It's fairly comfortable, as I said. I'm not overheating in it already like the East German suits. As I, shoot over, I can jump about in it, no issue. Probably a DuPont Taichung suit would be the most comfortable, but notice this doesn't crinkle horribly like the DuPont suit. There's a bit of noise to it, but not loads like the DuPont suit. But yeah, so to undo it, you take these bits off. Let's get the gloves off first. I'll do that inside so I don't get wet, and then I'll show it you. Okay, so let's take this off. So on my neck I've got two of these kind of buttoned up things, so I have to get both of those off. There we go, that's those off. Now the hood can come all the way back. Might as well do the gloves next. So get my thumb, this is the hardest bit, back through the bits there. And I can pull the sleeve down, pull the glove out. As you can see, elasticated cuffs. Do it with that other one. Right, so that's that bit off. Obviously, remove mask next, probably the easiest thing. So, just undo the quick release straps on the CT12, FM12, sorry. Off that comes, nice and easy. Right, next we can undo the suit. Now, this has some little fasteners here to help it stay, more compact to the body, but they're completely unnecessary because the suit's, elasticated on, which is why I actually really like this bit. So, now I'll pull my arms back through the sleeves. And then lift the suit off. Now if you're claustrophobic, that's going to be the worst bit, taking that bit on and off, just in case it gets caught or whatever else. I'm still not really sure why there's one of those spikes on the inside there. I know it's for putting this bit on, I guess, to tighten it. There's also one of these on the outside, so I don't know if that connected to those Polish trousers. But as you can see, there is rainwater on the suit, and I was perfectly dry under that, so the suit does its job. Maybe if somebody's around at some point to give me a hand, I can see if they can get a hose or a massive jug of water and, throw it on me to check I don't get wet. As I said, that's the elasticated hood. So, you do that up. Let me just show you that tightened up without me wearing a mask so you can see how that sort of works. Let's just do these to the tightest settings on the suit. So yeah, there you go. You've got basically a hood there that's totally elasticated, sealed at the bottom there. So as I said, that's why it's so comfortable, this one, to wear. Because it's like a rain hood that's just really tight in, and then the outside bit is elasticated, so it always makes a good seal of the mask. Really good way of doing it that way. And then, yeah, I've got my fishing waders on, so you've seen this process bit before. I can get a belt for these waders, I've got one that came with it, but as I said, you don't actually need that, so then you just unhook those, then you can pull the waders down, step out of them. See, I might actually want to wear thicker socks when I'm doing that, or 2 pairs of socks, but there we go, that's the waders. So yeah, this NBC suit literally composes of fishing waders that come up to the chest height. That's the waders sitting on the ground, as you can see they're high, very high. So chest high fishing waders, you can get those from loads of sport shops, whatever. I went for the cheaper kind, which are the totally waterproof kind. I mean, they're all waterproof, but you know what I mean. I'd rather go for the rubbery kind of ones, because I trust them more for an NBC suit than the more expensive fabric-y type ones that work like the British NBC suits do, you know, designed to be breathable, but whatever. Also, they're not cold insulated, which I actually want for an NBC suit, because obviously I don't want an NBC suit that's going to make me even warmer than it already is. I'm not really using those for the purpose of waders. Then obviously the Polish top half, whichever kind of chemical gloves you want to wear, loads of choices for those, and your respirator. As I said, the S10 would actually be better because it's got the ridge going around here, but this works absolutely fine. When I do it, what I do is I put the suit on first without the hood, put the respirator on, tighten it, do the hood over, clip it up, then it makes a good seal. But yeah, obviously the Polish suit was designed to work with MP4 type masks, or, you know, OM14, GP5 type things, SHM hoods, the, you know, Russian helmet style masks, because it was in the time of communist Poland where they had, you know, very Soviet-like equipment in the Warsaw Pact. But yeah, if you're interested in those NBC suits, mine was kindly sent to me by Beastoree. I'll put a link in the description, as usual, to where you can find his stuff. But that's the L2 suit, as far as I'm aware, the second generation suit. It's the type with the trousers and the top separately. Because, as I said, you know, the trousers on that suit I'm not really fussed about, to be honest, because it's just like any of the other NBC suit trousers. But the top half I really like because it's elasticated in the waist, wrists, and, you know, on the hood. And I've seen very few NBC suits that are elasticated, and I think that's a shame, because that makes them so much faster to put on and, you know, get good seals with, and you can do it yourself with elastic, because all you need to do is hold the bit open and then it will shut, you know, around your gloves and whatever else. It's not like with your gloved up hand you're trying to tie all these, you know, little straps up and everything else, which is what I hate with most NBC suits. But anyway, let's sum this up. Yeah, very easy, practical NBC suit to put together. Not sure how much Beastoree charges for those L2 suits, but I can't imagine they're all that much. My fishing waders were, I think, between about 20 and 30 quid off of either Amazon or eBay, I can't remember, but you'll be able to find the equivalent or something very similar on Amazon, eBay, wherever you are in the world, I would imagine, for those. And then, yeah, just get yourself a good respirator. As said, I've now discovered a flaw with the Israeli M15, and that's because its exhale valve is right there, almost where the rubber ends on the mask. It's really hard to get the NBC suit done up around it so the suit is under the exhaust valve but still on the rubber of the mask. Because if I did the suit over the exhaust valve, that means that every time I breathe out the suit's going to start inflating, because obviously the NBC suit's designed to be airtight so gas and vapour can't get in, but then, you know. So yeah, flaw with the Israeli mask design there that I've never noticed before. Maybe the Israeli NBC suits are designed in a certain way to work with the M15, but, you know, that's something I never even thought about before until, you know, doing it with multiple NBC suits, and I've realised that's a problem. Much better to have, you know, like an S10 style mask where your exhaust valves are on the front, and then if you've got filter things on the side, they're there, and then there's still enough, you know, space at the bottom for the hood to do around anywhere around here, you know. It's not like the exhaust valve is there and you've only got that much space to cover. But yeah, there we go. That was all very comfortable, surprisingly. You know, on a hot day it wouldn't be as nice, but it's still, you know, not horrible. Anyway, there we go. You can hear sirens in the distance. That's probably the police coming because they've heard about the maniac in his chemical warfare gear spooking the neighbourhood. But I'll see you next time.